Hi, what's up, internet? My name is Ellie, and I'm back on testosterone. Woohoo! So, hi, just a quick introduction if you guys don't know me. My name is Ellie. I'm a non binary person, and I'm taking testosterone with the intention of transitioning somewhat partially from female to male. So, without further ado, I will just explain the context of this video. So I'm updating regularly every month ever since I started, and this was gonna be month 20, but actually I had to stop last month, and I didn't take tea for almost a month. I gradually decreased the dosage and then finally stopped taking tea altogether, and now I'm back on the 25 milligrams a day topical gel. I don't remember the percentages, but it doesn't really matter. For all intents and purposes, I am on low dose testosterone, HRT, hormone therapy replacement. Vale. Let me just go real quick over what has happened over the last month. So the last time I updated, I had a kind of skin condition that my doctor thought was related to taking testosterone, and they advised me to stop taking testosterone for the skin condition to get better. So that's exactly what I did, and actually it didn't get better, it got worse. So what I had like a breakout here and here, and also some on my shoulder here and on my arms, but well, anyways, actually all over my chest, and it was going from here to here and also climbing up my neck, and I even had like my earlobes from both sides. They were pretty badly inflamed. So what happened? I stopped taking testosterone because my doctor had said, this is my general physician, that it would get better. It actually got a lot worse, and then I thought to try and treat it with all sorts of like natural homemade remedies, such as showering with lemon, which was painful as fuck. If you have dry flaky skin, or something that looks to be dry flaky skin, do not, please, I beg you, do not shower with lemon. It's basically showering with acid, and it hurt like a bitch. Anyways, so I did that stupid shit, and then I kind of tried, what else did I try? I tried a whole bunch of salves, like shea butter and what was it? Olive oil and a whole bunch of natural stuff. None of it worked. And I ended up going to a dermatologist. The dermatologist was super sweet and super professional, and they accepted me like in a day's notice. I got in. It was a really, really nice woman doctor, and she said that it was not actually seborrheic dermatitis, which is the name of the condition that I thought I had, that I was sort of diagnosed with in Israel. But here in Spain, by the way, I live in Spain now, the dermatologist just took 2 looks at me and said, no, it's something else, it's eczema. I don't know if you're all familiar with eczema. I'm not really sure what it means. I might go look it up now. But anyway, to those that have asked me in the comments whether or not I'm sure that this isn't psoriasis, yes, I'm pretty reasonably sure that this isn't psoriasis, just because I've had some kind of experience with what psoriasis looks like. Now, I know that it can look different for different people, but trust me, it was not similar. Plus, it has responded very, very well to the treatment that the dermatologist prescribed me, which was 3 types of cream, or was it 2 types of cream and a shampoo, which one of them I think is a topical steroid. So I'm trying not to apply that in the same areas where I apply testosterone, so just they wouldn't fuck with each other. I try to apply them at different times also. And just generally to tell you guys that the dermatologist said that there was no connection between the eczema, which was the medical condition that I had, on the skin of my scalp, and that was causing like my hair to fall off. You see these fucking patches of no hair? I mean, I think they're better. I might even go back and review the old video. I think they are somewhat better, but you can still see that the growth is like uneven and shit. Anyways, that had nothing to do with taking testosterone according to the dermatologist. And nothing, I mean, like the creams work. So I've been on that stuff for like a week, and my skin is back to being amazing. Thank you, whoever's in charge of that, or actually thank my mom for my genetics. I actually get the good skin. Yeah, and I have a few things that I have kind of thought about whilst being off of testosterone, so I'd kind of like to go back on that. As far as changes go, there really hasn't been much because I really haven't been on T. So what could have changed? As far as changes that I've had reverting, I don't think that happens that quickly, but let's go over stuff. I don't feel like my voice has changed either way throughout this month, neither deepening nor going upwards in pitch, but I'm pretty on the fence about my voice. I don't even know if it's ever changed, so y'all tell me. I'm always just so delighted to read in the comments that somebody thinks that my voice has dropped or something, but I don't see it myself. I mean, I don't, when I compare the old videos with this one, with the new ones, I just don't see it. Well, hair growth, like I said, it's been way too short a time period for me to actually be able to determine whether there was some kind of difference in how quickly the hair grows. For example, on my face, by the way, I just have a clean shave on, so y'all might not be able to see anything, which is how I like it. And then I do have a stash, pretty thick now, and it does come down to here. It does not connect. It's just like spreaded little single hairs just popping out in several locations, and I got a bunch of them here to grow and here, but it doesn't unite to any kind of like recognizable facial hair pattern. I just know that it's coming, and I'm not a big fan, so you know. The reason that I shave it and I don't pluck it is because I'm not sure whether or not in the future I might like to have. I just don't know what's gonna be. So I'd rather not do anything that has like long-term effects. Because I plucked my eyebrows pretty seriously when I was a teenager, and the shit does not grow back. Like, look at this, like thin as thin as an argument for why Trump should be president. It's just not existent. Anyways, so I was off T for a month, and things that I did notice that changed were, one thing for certain was my energy level just flat out dropped, and then I was more tired, I was more lethargic, and I had a hard time just going through my stuff daily. I did go to the bathroom a lot less because being a T really does kickstart your metabolism, so I guess my metabolism was a lot slower, so I went to poop less during the time that I was off T. Body odor, I have no idea if that changed. I don't think so. Nothing noticeable, nothing that I've had comments on. I don't know, strength level. It's kind of hard to say because I was tired all the time, so I don't know. But then again, I do train strength, and I'm training like new stuff, new skills all the time. So I just learned how to squat properly. So I've been advancing, and then I'm taking straps classes. So straps are basically just two cords that you hold on to, and then you lift yourself and you do all kinds of crazy shit in the air. Not that I can actually do any of the crazy shit yet, but I do train it, so it does work a lot of groups of muscles that I haven't used because I'm used to doing just cord, just the one rope that's hanging from the ceiling, and it's a very different technique. Or rather, straps is just purely the technique, and rope you can kind of fuck around with and just do stupid stuff that do not require technique, which I've been doing apparently because my skills are shit. Anyways, all I have to say is that I've seen myself succeeding new stuff, but I don't know if it's actually because I've gotten stronger off of T or just because, you know, when you learn new stuff and you can do them, you're actually gaining. I don't know if it's I don't want to go into what learning a skill entails. It's not important, not for the purposes of this video. But anyways, I cannot say that I have been dramatically weaker off of testosterone. All I can say is that I didn't feel like training. I felt that it was very hard to train, and my recuperation from training was a lot longer, and my anemia came back full strength. Like I mentioned squatting, so when I was coming up in the squat, more often than not I would just get dizzy, and people have told me that this is a breathing thing, but hold up, I did not magically learn how to breathe right from last week to this week. It's definitely not something that I've trained. I actually just, you know, I sort of inhale and then brace the way that I was told to do when squatting. So I did the same thing last week, and when I was finishing the squat, I was dizzy. And this week, finishing the squat, actually I squatted today, and I squatted the same weight that I had last week, which was hard. Both times it was equally hard. I don't squat a lot of weight. I'm not very strong in my lower body, so I squatted like 35 kilo. It's nothing. I weigh 80. I should be able to squat my weight. I'm not trying to make myself sound very strong. I'm not. Whatever. Anyways, last week when I did that, I came up and my head spun for like a second or two every time. And then this week it just didn't. And I was having an easier time basically doing my cardio and all of that, which I run. I run on a treadmill. Usually when I run on a treadmill, I try to hit like something between an 8 as a baseline, and then kind of peaks of like 10, 10.5. I don't even know what the units measure. I just know that they're a constant. So I tried to go from an 8 to a 10 and just kind of bounce, just kind of jump between the two and kind of interval. And when I was off T, I found it very, very difficult to do that. And then today on T, which is like my second workout on T, it was fine. It was fine both times. It was as average as it used to be, and not as difficult as it turned out to be in a month that I wasn't on T. So T definitely has that effect on your stamina. And then what else? Oh yeah, I got my period now. Oh, I'm sorry, I should have TMI'd that. But it's out there already, so let's just have at it. I did not get my period, I guess for 6 months, or maybe more. Ever since I started on that 25 milligram dosage a day, I never got once to see my period, which I could care less either way. I'm not dysphoric, like in that sense that I don't have bottom dysphoria. I don't really care what set of genitals I was born with. I know it's a harsh topic for a lot of people, so I'm not gonna go too deeply into it, but I'm fine with mine, right? It's not the reason that I went on T. Anyways, my period did stop like a few months ago, and I was like, you know, pretty much as any cis woman would take it, I would be like, I just want to know that everything is still working, so it's nice to know that it is. But other than that, it's a bother, and I'm fine with not having it, just as I was fine with having it. Though I do have to mention that it kind of gives me back pain, so yeah, it is nice to not have it. And also, I'm kind of worried about what testosterone is doing to my bone density. I don't know if it is. I don't know if like anything hormonally with me is at imbalance. Like, what I mean is, I don't know if there is an adverse effect on bone density to people who are on low dose testosterone for a prolonged period of time, such as myself, which coming on 2 years, come on, this is quite lengthy. And then I don't know if this does anything to my bone density, because I imagine that if I do not have a monthly cycle, then my estrogen levels are not where they used to be, i.e. estrogen has a lot to do with bone health. And I don't want to pretend I'm an endocrinologist, but I just think that this is worth looking into. Anyways, that's the thing that I was worried about. Yeah, and then I was really fucking worried about weight redistribution. Like if you guys look at my figure, I'm gonna do the strip show now, right? Because I know that most of you just watch me for that. So this is where I'm at right now. So yeah, so that was the thing. So if you guys notice, my hips are pretty narrow now. Like this is, I used to have more of a bump here. Like it used to go whoop and then go down, and now I feel as though, even though the image is a little bit tilted, but still I guess that you could see that, like, also you can see my stomach that is slightly fuzzy, slightly, and then my arms that are starting very gently to not be the arms of a naked mole rat. Anyways, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so I was really worried that like all the stuff that I have on my tummy is gonna just go back to where it was on my hips. I was actually super afraid of this, and it never happened, of course, because I was only off of tea for like a week. And I'm so happy that I can just go back on tea and continue worrying about my hairline receding. Is my hairline receding? You know, there's a wonderful YouTube video by a trans woman named Natalie Wynn. She also goes by ContraPoints. That's the name of the channel. Anyway, she's great. She makes amazing videos. I'm gonna link to her in the description. Anyways, so Natalie has a video about dysphoria in which she stands in front of the mirror going, is my hairline receding? Used to feel smooth here, now it feels smooth here. So I've been kind of doing that to myself also because I know that I have that in my genetics. But still, worrying about whether or not my hairline is receding is 1,000 times better than worrying about, is my shape reverting back to the more curvy female version of me, or is it just, or like, am I losing my muscle? Is my voice going up? Like, I realized in this month that I really want to be on testosterone. This is really what I want right now, and it's good to feel sort of renewed in your conviction, because I was kind of you know, as any sane person would, doubting whether or not this was the right thing for me to do, especially after such a long period of time. And I was like, maybe I should, you know, maybe it's time, maybe I should hang it up, you know. And then I was off tea for like a month, and I was like, nope, loving this. No, I definitely want to be on testosterone. I definitely want all the masculinizing effects that I'm getting right now, and the ones that I don't want, I'm gonna live with for right now. I'm gonna live with the hair stuff that I'm not super keen on. Yeah. And then I've been thinking about maybe I should preemptively sort of go to a doctor to talk about hair loss and see if there's anything I can do to keep this glorious mane that I have of hair. See, the thing is, I don't know, I used to shave this bit, and now I feel like the hair is not coming in as thickly as it used to be, and I'm also afraid that like the hairline is kind of sliding upwards slowly, but I really don't have a variable means of like quantifying that. Yeah, so this video is incredibly long as it is, so I'm just gonna sum it up and say that I'm doing great here in Spain. I'm so happy to be back on testosterone. I'm doing some sort of like a veggie cleanse now with my wife, because she thought it was like going to help with the skin infection, and then it ends up that I'm just eating vegetables for 2 weeks, which didn't turn out to be as difficult as we thought it was going to be. Like, I didn't even have coffee for the, oh yeah, that's something else I wanted to mention, that was like the low energy stuff that might have had something to do with not drinking coffee. So you see, everything is so involved with everything. It's so hard to say anything about the effects of something that you take, except for the effects that you can visually see and measure over time. So I don't want to give too many false impressions. Oh yeah, TMI. Let's go TMI. So anybody who knows me, we wouldn't be having this conversation in real life. Please just mute the video. Okay, just mute it until I go like this. So okay, TMI. As far as